You're back in business with me, Harsha Subramaniam. The online wave is moving from travel to BFSI. A study by Google and BCG show that the insurance industry is betting big on digital sales. Digitally influenced sales of insurance is set to grow to a whopping 300,000 to 400,000 crores by 2020, it seems. Priya is standing by to take us some key highlights of what that study really says. Priya.
Well, absolutely. Looking at the number of insurance aggregators on online websites and also the number of online insurance policies that are available, we can clearly say that there is in fact a finance wave that's moving in the digital world. But going by what the study by BCG and Google shows, is that about 3 in 4 policies are said to be influenced by digital channels by 2020. Also, you know, the overall internet influence sales will be about 300 to 400,000 crore, as you mentioned. But you know, traditional models are changing. The kind of sales that traditional models offer are way different than what the online sales are projecting. In fact, the digital adoption of sales in the life insurance segment can result in a cost saving of about 15 to 20%, while in the non-life insurance segment it can result in potential cost savings of 20 to 30%. But let me give you an overall perspective of what the Indian online insurance market looks like. The size of the Indian online insurance market is about 700 crore, where a bulk of this is made from life insurance sales, which is about 300 crore, followed by the motor insurance sales, which stand at about 250 crore, and health and travel insurance at the third spot at 150 crore. But there are several trends that are marking the beginning of this digital wave. One is, of course, the number of mobile applications that are available as far as boosting the kind of digital influence that finance can have. And also, it will reduce the kind of mis-selling that happens as far as insurance products are concerned. Also, a lot of renewals are moving to online channels. So clearly, with all this into perspective, we need to wait and watch how this pans out and how digitally finance we get in about 2020.
Let me ask all those questions to Vikas Agnihotri, from Industry Director for BFSI at Google India. Vikas, thank you so much for joining us on Bloomberg. How big really is this opportunity? What is your estimate of digital sales, let's say in the next 5-6 years, for the financial services industry?
You know, we are pretty excited about the opportunity that we've been working on with BCG and Google in the report. As you can see, we believe the opportunity by 2020 is 20x from where we are today. So in terms of sales and renewals and the influence that we are going to have on insurance in itself is close to the tune of 300,000 to 400,000 crores.
All right. Hold the thought, Vikas. I, in fact, right now have Arun Jain from Polaris now joining me on this conversation. Arun, many thanks for joining us on Bloomberg. Take me through, you know, you've approved the demerger of your products business. What does this mean for shareholders of Polaris? What are the implications?
I think this is a long-run major step process of building 2 businesses out of 1 businesses. So we could able to create a new business on product business which is having more than 500 crore revenues.
Let's get back to the conversation that we were having on digital demand for insurance companies or insurance products or financial services products. And I was in conversation with Vikas Agnihotri of Google. Because, you know, is mobile the entry point? Is mobile going to drive sales of financial products online?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the way we're really looking at it is that as we go forward, you know, you already have close to 205 million people who are actually already online. And this number is actually fast progressing to cross 300 million in about a year's time. Of this, actually, you will see that more and more people who are now coming on internet are going to be through mobile, and it's going to be a mobile-first country as far as the way we see it. And the adoption of smartphones in India has been phenomenal. We have, as of December last year, we crossed 70 million, and we believe by the end of this year it will be more than 110 million plus. And therefore, for people, basically both in the metros and rural areas, which is where a lot of growth is also coming in from, we are going to see that more and more people are actually going to be accessing the internet for the first time, as I said, through a smartphone or through mobile. And that is going to be their go-to, they'll be go-to instrument for access to anything in terms of information across the globe. As far as insurance is concerned, certainly we've actually seen that, almost 25 to 30% of queries that are happening in this ecosystem are coming from mobile in the finance vertical, and these are growing phenomenally fast, much faster than the desktop. So certainly, this is certainly the instrument of choice, which, as far as people are concerned, it's entirely up to the manufacturers in terms of how they want to reach and what is the convenience and what is the ease of usage they want to build up, and whichever organization, whichever companies have actually taken the mobile route, have a lot to gain and have gained dramatically.
Sure, because one aspect of buying a financial product is trust. Given the rampant mis-selling, how does the digital sale or buying something on your mobile or online avoid that or prevent that?
So I'm glad you asked me this question, because what digital actually does is that it does really do away with the entire mis-selling as a concept, because the consumer over here is actually interacting indirectly with the manufacturer. So we believe that it's high on trust, because you interact with the consumer, you interact with the manufacturer, and all that the manufacturer has to tell in terms of the information that they want to share and how they want to share and the way they want to communicate is direct. So there is no intermediary in between the consumer and the manufacturer. The other is that the simplicity of the products and that you see in terms of how the manufacturers are showing on their website, in a manner of speaking, is actually dovetailed into the kind of needs that the consumer has, and therefore it ends up being the right product at the right price, which the consumer is getting. Also, I think what happens online is that as far as the consumer is concerned, he actually sees, in terms of the queries that he does, in terms of his behavior, he actually does price discovery, brand discovery, and product discovery. And when in that process, there is essentially, again, between him as well as the consumer, as well as the manufacturer, that there is a direct communication again. So the chances of mis-selling are actually absolutely nil.
All right. I have one final question. You're saying that by embracing digital, insurance stand to cut costs a lot more and become more profitable. Would you say this applies to all of the financial services space as a whole?
Yeah, we have. I mean, this is actually a study that was done by BCG, and what we've seen is that between in the banking study that they've actually done, you've actually seen dramatic improvements in costs between transactions that used to actually happen in branch with the teller, then when they moved down to the ATMs, and then when we moved down to call centers, and now in terms of mobile transactions. So there has been a dramatic fall, and we actually believe that, again, with the work that's being done through digital, through business process reengineering, the new science and technology, and the changes that it brings along, we are very confident that this will result in anywhere between 20 to 25% of cost saves right across the entire processing environment for manufacturers in the insurance sector.
All right, Vikas, we'll leave it there. Many thanks indeed for joining us. That was Vikas Agnihotri from Google India. Completely out of time on the show. Thank you so much for joining us in Business Today.